Have you come here for forgiveness? Have you come to raise the dead?
Woo!
Have you come here
Sing
to
aloud.
preach Jesus?
Johnny Cash, one. See if I can get that turned off. Can I figure it out? Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert, what's up, brother? Tender and a heart. Sister, Judita, sister. Brothers and sisters. We're all family, right? I mean, the whole entire world. The earth, I mean, even the trees, the grass, the birds, the bees, the flowers. Something tried to block me there. I hope everybody can hear me. Good morning, Cyrus. Good morning. Well, all right. Doesn't look like I can see comments, but that's cool. There we go. There we go. What's up, Steve? I titled this, How to Be Free from Agitation, which means how to walk in non-offense. It means how to be free from frustration. And it's a real simple answer. And it's why I talk about it so much. I had someone ask me one time, and I really didn't know at the time. They're like, what does this revelation of oneness, what does it do for you? How has it helped you or in your life? You know, how has it positively affected you? And thinking about that, I was like, well, and because how I'm perceiving the world around me ultimately affects everything. It affects my peace. It affects how I feel. It affects my life. It affects everything about me. So, why is it so important why is singularity so important? Why is oneness so important? Why is it so important that we see all as the one? Why is it so important that we see this common bond that holds us all together, this common thread, that each person is a unique expression of the one? And every unique distinction, every unique characteristic does not differentiate me or distinguish me from the one and only God. You call God the one and only being. It does not distinguish me from these unique distinctions, does not differentiate me. No, it distinguishes me as, because each unique distinction is a unique expression and a unique distinction of the one as an individual. See, that's the difference in individualism outside of oneness. Individualism separates, says I'm an individual unto myself. Each individual characteristic distinguishes me from the one. No, that's not true. Each individual characteristic and each distinction, each unique expression that is you as a very unique individual it distinguishes you as the one, because your unique characteristics and your unique distinctions are the one's unique characteristics and distinctions as you, because you're an expression of the one. And I'll prove it. But so why is this so important? Well, it's because the single eye, or the pure heart that sees God. Okay, what's that mean? It is the pure in heart. The pure in heart shall see God. The pure in heart shall see all as Christ. All, not some. All. It's balance. It's a place of neutrality. And why is this so important? Because once my mind is crystal clear, I begin to perceive the objects of the world the way they truly are. And the Hindu says the seer appears. Well, who's the seer? The seer is the one that sees true reality. And so what is true reality? It's the one and only being. It is the truth in which all are. It is our source and origin. It is this Christ, conscious life energy, that fills all and is all and as all and, is through all and holds all things together. So once, I got do not disturb on, but for some reason my phone still disturbs me. I just got agitated. I'm kidding. So when we're seeing the world as it is, our perception's no longer distorted. And why is that important? Well, because it's the distortions. There's one idea. There's one thought. And what's the one idea? The one idea is sources God's idea, the one and only being's idea of itself. The one idea. But because we have been seeing things through a glass dimly, so the one idea has been filtered through a very finite and a very limited perception. We're seeing in part, right? So it becomes distorted. And that's where we see dualism and separation, and we're weighing and measuring and not seeing all things as they truly are. So every distortion, every limited thought, every belief system that we've boxed ourselves in, every concept, every construct has to be removed. And how's it removed? Well, the truth is revealed. And what's the truth? It's the knowledge of God. And what's the knowledge of God? It's God's knowledge of itself. And what's God's knowledge of itself? It is you and me in all things. It's just that simple. Till we all come to the knowledge of God. Well, okay. Till we all come to the unity of the faith. Well, what is that? What's the unity of the faith? Unity of the faith. Well, faith is a substance that underlies all things and connects all things. It's the code lying behind everything we see. It was so this code. What's the language of this code? It's my heart sound. It's the energies I'm emitting. So faith is a substance. What's the unity of the faith? It's to know. It's to completely know and understand that all things, that faith underlies all things. This substance, it unifies. It's the common bond and thread, the Christ, And then you say, okay, till we all come to a perfect, complete mankind. Till we all come to a perfect, complete man. Well, if you dig into that, it's till we all come to operate at our full capacity. We haven't been operating as the beings that we are. We're learning. We haven't been operating in this way, and what we'll talk about here in a minute, it's going to help us tap into that, because it's in the scriptures, it's in the Bible, it's in the Vedas, it's in the sutras, it's in all of it. It's all pointing to the same thing, that we are that one and only being, that all things actually are. If you want to say that's pantheism, I say okay, whatever. I don't even know what that means. God is all. I mean, the Bible says it. Colossians 3:11 says Christ is all. Is Christ God? Is conscious life energy God? Is God source energy? Or what we seeing the evolution of, is it the evolution of energy? Therefore, it's the evolution of God. unfolding as a many-membered body. Yes, it's the first law of thermodynamics, right? So we come to see that material objects are neither good nor bad. See, this is the crystal clear mind that's free from distortions. They're neither pleasant nor unpleasant, but neutral. It is our attitude towards them. We give it meaning. And most of the meaning that we have given to all material objects, all the meaning, I'd say, is memory. So everything I see is actually the past, because I've defined it based off of what I've been taught and what I've thought it to be. Therefore, giving it the meaning that I've been taught it to be. I give it meaning. Money, this truck, the stop sign is not a stop sign. I was taught it was a stop sign. Therefore, I gave it the meaning of a stop sign. I gave it power to stop people, to stop me, because I was taught it was a stop sign. So what I'm seeing is something from the past. So what we're talking about here is how to walk free from agitation, free from offense, free from being frustrated. How to walk in our natural state of being, which is one of repose, which is one of peace and tranquility. It is a meditative state that children walk in, a hypnotic state. Children have not learned yet to judge and how to weigh and how to measure, how to hold one thing up above another. Everything's the same. You know? So, when we come to see that there's neither good nor bad, there's no pleasant nor unpleasant, that it's all neutral. And it's our attitude towards them that makes them appear either positive or negative. So once this realization dawns within us, the mind finds no reason to be agitated. Everything is neutral. Why? This is why it's so important to have a single eye, to see all as their source. If you want to know the truth of anything or anyone, you must go to that thing or that one's source. Therefore, the source of all things is the truth of all things. Therefore, all things are true. Therefore, there is no error. There is no imperfection. There is no evil. The only thing that's in error or imperfect or evil, the only thing there that is error, imperfect, or evil are those things that I have judged and deemed and decided to be so. Because I just said all things are true already. But we're seeing through distortions. So once this realization dawns that basically all things are neutral, because all things are their source, and I'm about to prove this through this word, then I'm free from agitation. The charms and the temptations of the world no longer affect it. They no longer affect my mind. Even while my mind is active in the world, my mind remains still. See, this is my natural state of being. It is unnatural to have noise and distortion, to be out of peace, to be frustrated, agitated, angry, depressed, anxious, fearful, diseased. See, I've simplified it so much that all those things I just named are in the category of diseased, out of peace. I'm not at rest. But my natural state of being is one of peace and tranquility. It's repose. It's balance. It's a meditative state. It's harmony. So the agitation and the dis-ease, the anxiousness, the fearfulness, the anger, it is all because I have perceived something through a distortion or through a limited thought or belief. I have not seen it as it truly is, as its source. Therefore, I become agitated. So why is it so important that this oneness, not that I can just intellectually talk about it, but I know it. And how do I know it? I've encountered it. And how have I encountered it? I've encountered my true self, my natural state of being. And the more I encounter, the more I experience, the more I experience, the more I feel it. The more I feel it, the more I believe it. The more I believe it, the more I know it. I just know that I know that I know. And the more that I know that I know that I know, the more I be that which I am naturally. And that which I have always been. Well, how can this be? Well, because we have been taught. We have been taught actually something opposite than what we are. We've been taught that sickness is normal. We've been taught that dis-ease is normal. We've been taught that it's normal for us to plow and till and slave and strive and labor. But you are a king. You are a queen. You are a royal priesthood. You are a child of the light. You are a son of God. You are powerful. And a king sits on his throne. And a king sits on his throne. The king sits on his throne and declares and makes proclamation. And the kingdom aligns for the king. The king's not out there aligning the kingdom and bringing all the spoils and all that. No. So it says, seek first the kingdom. And everything else just comes to you. What's that mean? What's it mean this king to sit on the throne, which is my heart? Well, the heart puts off a sound, a vibration. And like energies attract like energies, right? So the vibration you put off, which you can tell what it is because you feel. So the thought fires. The one idea fires and moves as emotion. Energy and motion. And you feel the energy and motion. The body produces chemicals. You feel the vibration. You feel it. Well, that's your heart sound. That's the language of the kingdom. That's the proclamation and the declaration that you have made to align your kingdom, the king's domain. Your reality is formed up by that. So, you don't like your reality? Change the way you're thinking. See true reality. This is why it's so important to have a single eye. The pure in heart sees God because God is all. Sees all as love, light, and life. You're free from agitation, free from frustration, free from offense because all are neutral. There's neither good nor bad. Everything is the one. So, you can see this. There's this evolution, or there's this perpetual transmutation of energy. So let's take God, source energy. Source energy. And let's take the first law of thermodynamics, which says, it's also known as the law of the conservation of energy. So there's this evolution or this unfolding that's taking place. And we're embracing this new identity, which is visibility, which is God. So the first law of thermodynamics states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Energy can only be transferred. Energy can only transfer conditions or change from one form to another. For example, a light. You turn the light on, you see the light. It would seem that it produces energy, right? But the electrical energy is converted into the light in the light bulb. It converts, it changes condition. It's like a coffee mug. It wasn't a coffee mug. It's energy. If you drop the coffee mug in its glass, it breaks. It's no longer a coffee mug. It's changed form. It's changed condition. And you can see this all in the Bible. It's in the word became. And all things were made and came into existence through him. Made. Everything was made. The word became, made, created in the New Testament is this word gnomai. Ginomia, I think. Yeah. And so gnomai means to emerge, to become. It means emerge, become, transitioning from one point, realm, or condition to another. It sounds a whole lot like the first law of thermodynamics, right? So, it's used for God's actions as emerging from eternity and becoming or showing itself in time in a physical realm. Emerging, unfolding. Why is this important? Because all things unfolded, all things emerged, all things transitioned from one condition, realm, sphere into another. All things. Therefore, all things are that source energy. Now I can see everything as it is. It's not what I have been taught or what I have thought it to be. That's the illusion. But true reality stands behind the illusion. Because the definition of an illusion is a misrepresentation of true reality. Therefore, true reality is within, standing behind, lying under the illusion of true reality. So all things transmuted from one invisible condition of energy, source energy, into another visible condition of energy, source energy. Therefore, everything and everyone is this source energy. And because this energy, this source energy, can be neither created nor destroyed, everything and everyone is eternal. We're witnessing the evolution of God, you could say. The unfoldment, the unfolding, the unfolding. See, in the beginning, or before the beginning, or in source, was the Word, was the Logos, was the Milta in Aramaic, was the thought and idea, was the formless, the idea, was the expression of the idea, the sound, and was the form, you and me and everything else that's been formed up. And, right? The Rhema put off a sound to form up the worlds as we know it. So this is how we operate. Unfolding and evolving, unveiling what's already true. Why is it important? Because when I see in this way, I walk free from agitation. I walk free from judgment. I walk free from offense. I walk balanced. And when I'm balanced, when I have a single eye, when I'm seeing oneness, when the pure heart sees God, Christ is all and as all, when I am seeing in this way, perceiving in this way, when I know I experience this, and when I'm balanced, I am coherent and I am stable within. Why is it important? Because when you're unstable, your atoms, your molecules are constantly seeking a stable environment. When they do not have this stability in their environment, when you're distorted and noisy, walking to and fro throughout your earth, back and forth, not stable, not single, your atoms break down into smaller forms of life, therefore breaking you down, aging, dying, and there's one more word I was looking for. Anyway, we actually lack the very ability to decay and break down. That's immortality. But because we have believed in mortality, which means we're unstable, we're going back and forth. Am I immortal? Am I immortal? Am I a body or am I a spirit? No, you're one being. Your body is you pressed out. Therefore, it is you, source. You can say, if you want to say it's a vehicle, that's fine. Whatever. But it is source pressed out. Therefore, you lack the very capacity to decay, to break down, to age, and to die. You say, well, why are we aging and decaying? Because we've been unstable on the inside. We're not in our natural state of being. Well, why am I not in my natural state of being? Why am I having to work to be in my natural state of being? Because we have been taught and we have thought to be something that we're not. Distortions, limited beliefs, limited thoughts, all these things. We've been taught it's normal to die. We've been taught it's normal to get disease. We've been taught it's normal to get sick. We've been taught it's normal to break down and age and get weak and all these things. No, it's very abnormal and unnatural for us. So let's get into our natural state of being, which is one of peace and tranquility, which is one of stability. And what happens when we're single? We're stable. Every cell, every molecule, every atom no longer has to seek out the stability that it needs because you are providing it as the GOD, generator, operator, director. Generator, operator, director of what? You're the generator of the feelings, of the emotions. How? Through thought. So the stilling of the chatter, the stilling of the noise is a practice. Why is that important? Well, it's important so you encounter and you experience your natural state of being. Why is that important? Because the more I encounter and the more I experience, the more I feel it. Why is that important? Because the more I feel it, feeling and belief you can interchange, the more I believe. Why is that important? Because as a man believes, so is he. That's why. And the more you feel it, the more you know it, the more you know it, the more you be who you naturally are. So everything emerged. The word is ganamihi, and the word became ganamihi. The word transitioned from one realm, one sphere, one condition into another. So here, every person has within them the power to change the conditions of their lives. Higher vibrations consume lower, they transform lower ones. So each of us can change the energies in our lives. Why? How? By understanding this universal law, understanding these principles. So why do we understand? So we can be who we naturally are. Stable, balanced, coherent. And why is it so important? Because when I see all as the one, when I see that every object of the world, when I see it truly as it is, I walk free from agitation. That means I'm walking balanced. That means I'm seeing all as they are. The word, the milta in Aramaic, it's not just the word. It's not just a thought or idea. It's the formless, the expression, and the form, which is you. God resurrected his word as you. And everyone else and everything else. And the word is ganamihi. Everything was made through him. Who's him? Through source, energy. And not one thing that was made separate from source energy. What does that mean? It means all things are source. Not just some. If you need to go and confirm this in the Bible, go to Colossians 3:11. And then I would ask you, if Christ is all, what is all? What is the Christ? And if in all, then as all. So if Christ is all, is Christ God? Is Christ God? Is God Christ? Did Jesus come to reveal you and me? He said, when you see me, you seen the Father. So did he come to reveal God? Yeah. As you and me. Jesus came to show us that we are no different from our source, from our origin, which is God. He proved that. There's no difference between you and between God. Jesus proved it. The Word made flesh. He came and said, I am who you are. As he is, so am I. What was he? The Word made flesh, right? Therefore, all things are, because God's no respecter of persons, right? Everything is the same. Now, is everything unique? Yes. Everything is unique. If we didn't have uniqueness, how would I be able to have relationships? You couldn't, because we'd be robots. But here's where we've messed up. The unique distinctions are God's unique distinctions as an individual. Not that individuals' unique distinctions distinguishing them from source. No. There's no separation. Why is this important? Because I need to see everyone the same. I need to stop weighing and measuring everyone. Paul said it, we judge no man by the flesh. I no longer judge anyone by their appearances, by their behaviors, by the way things seem to be. No, I know how they be because I know that all things are their source. Now I can walk free from all that offense and agitation because I no longer see things out of balance, good and evil, good and bad. What was the other words I used? Pleasant or unpleasant. No, everything's neutral. So take that, chew on it. If you got any questions, hit me up. This is why it's important. This is why I can't shut up about it. We're equal. We're one family. No more Hindu, no more Muslim. Yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine. But we're all one family, everyone. No more black and white, male nor female, Baptist or Catholic, Hindu or Buddhist, Universalist, Satanist, whatever. We all came from the same place. We're one family. Not one above another. That's why I love the word namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. We are one. You are light. The Christ in me honors the Christ in you. We are one. We are one. What I do affects you. There's a ripple effect. We are one. Everything is God. And God is everything. Peace. Have a good day. Love you all.